There are 16 missing Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Go. We're going to go over each one. I'm Alex Scum, aka Cheeklay, and welcome to Pokemon Go Ahead.
Yes, let's go! Back to back! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Mega Evolution was released in 2021 after Generation 6 came along. Mega Evolution made a huge difference in Pokemon Go when it came to raids, when it came to bonuses, and other features. But there are some that are still missing in the game. So before we talk about each Mega that we're still missing in Pokemon Go, as I'm recording, Mega Medicham was the most recent Mega to be released. Also, before we go over which ones are still missing in Pokemon Go, be sure to subscribe to this channel for more content and let me know in the comments below, which Mega Evolution do you want to see in Pokemon Go? Let's just do it in Pokedex order and start off with Mega Pinsir. Mega Pinsir stands at a max CP of 4728, which is actually pretty high, but not as high as other bug type Megas. But it does have an attack stat of 305, defense of 231, and 163 in HP. It's a lot better than Mega Beedrill, but I don't think it's going to be as good as Mega Scizor because of the moveset. And there's also another Mega that we're going to talk about in a bit that's not as good. This is one of the last few Kanto Mega Evolutions that are yet to be released in the game. And if there's a bug event, we could possibly see this Mega make its debut. Now, although these two are two different Megas, we are going to talk about both of them at the same time because they're two different forms of Mega Mewtwo. Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. Mega Mewtwo X will be different from Mega Mewtwo Y simply because it will be a dual type of fighting and psychic. Now, out of all the three Megas that are all psychic and fighting, which are Mega Medicham, Mega Gallade, and Mega Mewtwo X, it is pretty clear that this one is going to be better than those three, but it's not going to be the highest fighting type because of the lack of fighting type moves, and it's not going to be the highest psychic type because of the other form, which is Mega Mewtwo Y. Because Mega Mewtwo X's highest CP max is going to be 7338, which is extremely high, and believe it or not, it is not the highest CP, which is crazy. It has an attack stat of 412 and also defense of 222 and HP of 235. If Mewtwo had a better set of fighting type moves, it could be the #1 fighting type in Pokemon Go. But since it only has Focus Blast, it's not. Now, Mewtwo Y is a different story. It's a pure psychic type like its protege. 7690 has to be the stupidest biggest number for a Mega. So this would probably be the strongest Mega out of almost everything that we're talking about right now. And it's probably going to be the #1 psychic type attacker with an attack stat of 426 and then 229 for defense and 235 for HP. Because it has slightly better attack and defense and it's a higher CP, Mega Mewtwo Y is going to be a better choice than Mega Mewtwo X. Next up, we have Mega Heracross. Now, I said earlier there's another bug type Mega that is better than Mega Pinsir, and that is Mega Heracross. And it's coming out to 5443, which is super crazy. It also has an attack of 334, defense of 223, and HP of 190, and it will be the #1 bug type attacker. It's a good fighting type, but there's a lot of fighting type Mega Evolutions and fighting type Pokemon that are just better than Mega Heracross. I feel like it's gonna do the same thing with the whole Mega Kangaskhan thing because Heracross is a regional exclusive around Southern America and Central America and some parts of Texas and Florida. Mega Heracross would be a beast when it Mega Evolves. Then we have our last Johto Mega to make its debut, and that is Mega Tyranitar. Honestly, during the Larvitar Community Day Classic, it would have been crazy to have this thing debut for a limited time, but unfortunately it did not. The max CP for this Pseudo Legendary's Mega would be 6046. And that is a huge number. And then we have an attack stat of 309, defense of 276, and 225 HP. This will be obviously the #1 rock type attacker, and although it may not be the #1 dark type attacker, that dark type will definitely be one of the top 5-ish dark types. Tyranitar is going to be a beast when it Mega Evolves in Pokemon Go, I'll tell you that for sure. It will make raids a lot easier considering that flying types and psychic types are the main types of legendaries in Pokemon in general. Now we're going to the Hoenn region, and there's some Megas that are missing that are not that great, but we're still going to go over them just a bit. We have Mega Sableye sitting at 2196. Yeah, it's not that impressive when you think about it. Honestly, we don't really need to go over the stats of attack and stuff, because honestly, you're just there for the Mega Dex. Next up, we have Mega Mawile, which is a Steel Fairy type at 2691. Slightly better than Sableye, but again, there's other Fairy types like Mega Gardevoir, that is the #1 Fairy type attacker, and then you also have the Steel type like Metagross, who is currently #1. Or Shadow Metagross, or Mega Metagross, which we'll talk about in a bit. Next up, we have Mega Sharpedo, which is a water and dark type. And this thing sits at 3701. Honestly, with Mega Gyarados having the change of water flying to water dark when it Mega Evolves, Mega Gyarados is obviously a better option than Mega Sharpedo. But if you're curious what it is, 3701 is the max CP for the Mega, and then it's 289 for attack, 144 for defense, and 172 for HP. But again, Mega Gyarados is just a better Pokemon and a better Mega than a Sharpedo. Then we have Mega Camerupt, and it's gonna sit at 3641. It could be the best ground type or fire type Mega, but we have the Hoenn starters with Mega Blaziken and Mega Swampert taking care of the fire ground typing. And honestly, I feel like we have some better fire types in Pokemon Go that don't Mega Evolve that are better than Mega Camerupt, so it's pretty much not worth talking about that one. Now, a Hoenn Mega that is for sure worth talking about is Mega Metagross. Metagross alone with Meteor Mash is a beast. I use this thing so much for raids. I use the thing so much for PvP, specifically in Master League. Its shiny is incredible. So what could be better than a shiny Metagross? A Mega Shiny Metagross. I have a shiny Metagross with Meteor Mash that I would love to Mega Evolve when it comes out. It will sit at 5552, making it the #1 Steel type attacker in Pokemon Go, and it could be a pretty good Psychic type, but there are some other Pokemon that are better Psychic types, but Metagross punches it with Steel type moves. It also has an attack of 300, defense of 289, and 190 for HP. Now this last Hoenn Mega is one that we all were expecting during the Hoenn tour, and that was Mega Rayquaza. Now Mega Rayquaza is probably one of the most powerful Pokemon ever, sitting at 6827. That would probably get it to the #1 Dragon type attacker, and depending if it gets an exclusive move, the #1 Flying type attacker. Hear me out for a second. Now, Mega Rayquaza does sit with an attack of 389, a defense of 216, and 233 in HP. I mean, the fact that it has all these great Dragon type moves, especially with Break and Swipe, it is a beast of its own in the Dragon type area. But when it comes to the Flying type area, it does have an exclusive move, which is Dragon Ascent. It sounds like a Dragon type move, but it's an exclusive move for Mega Rayquaza that is a Flying type move. Honestly, if they decide in the future to drop Mega Rayquaza, they have to include Dragon Ascent. And this thing will be a beast in both typings of Dragon and Flying. But for now, it would be the #1 Dragon type attacker. And we do have a few left from the Sinnoh region. The one we're going to talk about is Mega Garchomp. Right now, Mega Salamence is the #1 Dragon type until Mega Garchomp comes in and Mega Rayquaza comes in. But Mega Garchomp will definitely be one of the top Dragon types to use, especially since it is also a ground type, so it will also benefit for it. So it may not be the #1 ground type, but it will definitely benefit because of the moves that it has. Mega Garchomp sits at a 6132, which is not as high as Mega Rayquaza, but based on the fact that the Pseudo Legendary is also part ground, it does carry and also, set up with some other typings like electric types, rock types, and fire types, and even steel types like Metagross. Its attack stat is 339, defense is 222, and HP is 239. This is going to be a beast. And this is the next Mega that my friend Chris and I were wanting to see in this game for the longest time, and that is Mega Lucario. During the season of Rising Heroes, there was a screenshot with a Dragonite, a Growlithe, a Steenie, and a Chansey. And there's also Lucario over there. This could hint that this point of Season of Rising Heroes, we could see Mega Lucario make a debut. It is long past due. Now, it may not be the strongest fighting type, but it is a cool Mega, and it could be like number 2 or number 1, depending on how it balances out with Mega Blaziken. But Mega Lucario sits at a 4325 CP, and it also has a 310 attack, 175 defense, and it has HP of 172. Now, although it may not be as strong as Mega Blaziken, it does have Power Up Punch, which comes in handy when it comes to PvP, and also has really good moves like Aura Sphere, and also has other moves like Shadow Ball. And although it may not lack with the Steel type, the Fighting type is where it's at. And also, Mega Lucario is an iconic Mega, and it's just so cool. And finally, the last Mega from the Sinnoh region is Mega Gallade. We just had Mega Gardevoir for the Valentine's event. Now we just gotta wait for Mega Gallade to make its appearance. It may not be as good as Mega Mewtwo X or Y, and it may not be the best fighting type, but this Mega is going to be great nonetheless, with a 5112 max CP, 326 attack stat, 230 defense, and 169 HP. So as a fighting type, just to kind of think about it, it might be a little bit better than Lucario, but it looks so good. Next up is the one that I want to talk about the least, and that's Mega Audino. The only thing I could say about it is it turns into a normal fairy type, and it's a 2853 max CP. Honestly, this thing is just garbage. It's a garbage Mega. The last Mega is actually a Pokemon that's not in the game right now, and that is Diancie. It is a rock and fairy type, and it does Mega Evolve. And fun fact, although Gen 6 introduced Mega Evolutions, none of the Pokemon from Gen 6 had a Mega Evolution until they debuted Mega Diancie, which is a mythical and the only Gen 6 Pokemon to have a Mega. 4913 is probably its max CP, and it may not be the best rock type because we have Mega Tyranitar that we mentioned, and then Mega Gardevoir, which we mentioned and actually have in the game. But if you're just curious how this mythical works, it's 342 attack stat, 239 defense, and 137 HP. Is pretty decent, but also the typing could be very beneficial. You could actually Mega Evolve if you're trying to, do some kind of community day, or if you're wanting to boost some kind of move in a raid. But honestly, as a Pokemon Mega itself, it's not the best. Overall, guys, there are some Megas in Pokemon Go that are really, really good, and there's some that just lack, and they're just gonna have to introduce them in some major events. Like maybe this Halloween we get Mega Sableye, because last year we had Mega Bayonet, and then we have a waiting appearance for Mega Diancie since Gen 6 has been around for 2 years now, and then we're just waiting for the anticipation for Mega Lucario to come. And then, oh my gosh, I have a perfect Metagross for a Mega. So guys, let me know in the comments below, which Mega do you want to see? And we'll be back with some more content on this channel. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.